friends, I am really excited to talk to you about a new product that we just came out with. This is our internal sugar brick tray. And the idea behind this is to prevent small hive beetles from being a problem when you're feeding sugar bricks and when you're feeding pollen patties if you're in an area that has a lot of small hive beetles. Now, this is designed to fit inside your hive, and it's just a screened area. The shim holds the sugar brick at the right height. You can see here, and the bees can feed on the underside of this sugar brick, and they can also feed on the top side. So bees can get to all sides of this sugar brick. So small hive beetles, if it was just sitting on the top bars, small hive beetles would start laying eggs underneath this, and the bees couldn't get to them to clean them out. So whether you're putting a sugar brick on this tray, or a pollen patty, or a sugar brick and a pollen patty, the bees can get to all sides of it to eat it and keep the small hive beetles at bay. Now, this works best with sugar bricks. It can work with pollen patties, but it's a must with sugar bricks. Pollen patties can work, but their bees are most attracted to the sugar bricks, and so they tend to come up and eat it most quickly when it's sugar brick. The pollen patty, they tend to eat a little bit slower. A really good strong hive will still eat it in plenty of time, but a weaker hive may struggle coming all the way up to the top and eating that pollen patty. It's real simple. It just goes right on top of your hive, just like that. And you close the lid. In the summertime, it's a great spacer to keep your bees a little bit cooler. And then the cool thing is, in the wintertime, when small hive beetles are not a problem, all you have to do is reverse it. So this sugar brick is too tall to be able to fit in the lid on normally. So then you just take this screen and you turn it upside down, just like that. And now the sugar brick is directly on the top bars, which is no problem because there's not the threat of small hive beetles in the middle. And you can put your lid on, and this just acts as a spacer so your sugar brick can fit on top. So super cool. A beekeeper in North Carolina, sorry, came up with this. Brilliant guy. I was at a conference and he was showing me he built this. I thought, wow, what a great idea. We modified it a little bit, and I think it's a great way of keeping small hive beetles from becoming a problem in your hive. It works. For the sugar brick, it's ideal that this is on the very top of the hive, but I will say if your top box doesn't have many bees in it, the bees may not come all the way up to the top to really eat that sugar brick. If that's the case, you can put it between boxes. So you can put it in the warmer months. I would only recommend this when daytime temperatures are 60 degrees or above. You don't want to break up the cluster this much in cooler weather. But in warmer weather, you can put it between boxes, and you can put your sugar brick and your pollen patty in there, and then put your top box back up on top. You could do this between these two boxes. You just got to watch out for building burr comb. If it's a really strong hive and you're feeding heavily, or you've got a great nectar flow, the bees are going to fill this extra space with burr comb. If you're in the middle of a drought or it's starting to cool off and your hive doesn't have a lot of nectar or syrup coming in, probably not an issue. So you can go between, you just got to keep a little closer eye on it. I wouldn't do this if you've got a lot of brood up in this top box. You don't want to separate your brood box that much. But in this situation, I've got all my brood down in these two boxes. I've got this super back up on top that we put on after we extracted honey. There's no brood up here, not a ton of bees. I want that sugar brick and that pollen patty right up close to the heart of where all my bees are. So in that case, it's okay to put it down below. But if you've got this top box, if you just got two deep boxes and they're both pretty full of bees, just putting it up on top should be sufficient. So give it a try. Reverse it for wintertime usage, and I think you'll be thrilled with how well it keeps small hive beetles from being a problem when you're feeding sugar bricks or pollen patties.